Well, we all know it can be challenging to keep a good attitude when we continue to experience all of the snow, the cold, and those icy roads.
Inspirational speaker Teresa Lewis is here to tell us ways we can create, never heard of this before, but our own weather and be proactive about it.
Well, and I have to say, I borrowed that from somebody. I was speaking at an event a few weeks ago, and one of the ladies in the audience, sweet, sweet, amazing lady, and she was talking about creating your own weather and your own attitude. And I was like, hey, I love that. I am going to steal that from you. And of course, the topic is perfect for today, this month, and what's going on. So, you know, and it's just, it is the thing that we talk about the most, I think, especially in the upper Midwest, because it's so changeable, is the weather. And it's always that thing that we fall back on. And it's really easy to let the weather dictate our attitudes, which our attitudes dictate our behavior and how we, the thoughts that we think, how we treat other people, our interactions, and everything. And of course, as you guys talked about this morning, like there's a lot of Facebook funnies, like a lot of great humor out there right now. But for some people, it's not funny anymore, because it could be the whole, okay, I'm just actually annoyed with this, or all the way up through like a seasonal affective disorder that is just simply lingering longer than it normally would. And of course, that's a whole different scenario. So we'll kind of be on that other end of the spectrum where you're like, okay, it's getting me down. I'm not really sure why it's bothering me so much or what I can do about it. And I think too, to be able to, for those people who maybe aren't bothered so much by the weather, then recognizing for others that it actually does really bother them. When my mom was alive, she actually got very bothered by the weather. She really did. And she got really annoyed if it was really cold. So I actually look at this winter that she is not here with us anymore, and I just think, you know what, that's actually a blessing, because she would have hated this winter. She really would have, and it would have been really horrible now in April with snow and the icy roads and the winds and everything else we're dealing with. You know, so looking at that, I think too, just kind of realizing that some people really do have more of a challenge.
Well, it all starts too with the morning. A lot of people jump on Facebook and they see people complaining about the snow or putting those memes of like, are you kidding me again? And then it kind of, as you said, it kind of spirals into you walk outside and you're mad, then you go to work and then people are talking about it, and it affects then the rest of your day and everything you do.
It does. And then the thing is, we also tend to take our current emotional state and like blanket apply that to the rest of our lives. You know, so you're having that challenging day and the weather's really dreary and it's really cold and you're miserable and you probably didn't dress for it either. And then you're thinking, okay, this is awful. My life is horrible. You know, it's never going to get better. We're never going to see the sun again. So I think recognizing that we tend to do that as human beings too is helpful. Like saying it's not like what I'm feeling right now in this, you know, 4-hour period of time doesn't define my whole life. And the great thing is we can actually take steps to make changes easily as well. But we have to recognize, and I have a friend who just posted something on Facebook too, that she took a picture of the snow and she said, you know what, I'm choosing to find the beauty in it. It is April. I'm not too sure if I want to find the beauty in it, but I'm choosing to find the beauty in it. And that's what I need to do. You know, and the thing is, we have less sunlight. Of course, now the days are finally getting longer. Less sunlight contributes. We're more indoors. We're less social. We're probably less socially connected when it's cold, but we're more social media connected. And of course, study after study shows that that's not necessarily a good thing. So we have that going on, more of the indoor air, less outdoor air, and then comfort foods. You know, that's the other thing too. What do we resort to? Oh, we deserve a sugary treat. We deserve something that's, you know,
the pizzas.
Pizzas, a lot of fat, a lot of calories, because that's what we're drawn to. And those are actually considered bad mood foods. So when we go toward that, it's not doing us any favors either.
But it's hard too when it's been this cold, because you think it's hard to even make fresh vegetables or fresh fruit. You're like, it just doesn't make any sense when it's
like it doesn't sound
3
as
degrees.
good.
It is hard.
It doesn't.
It just doesn't. I mean, even if it is fresh, it does. You're thinking it can't be fresh. It's 3 degrees outside.
Right.
So.
And yet you can still prepare it in a way that it is going to taste really amazing. And you know, cooking and sautéing things maybe with some of that fresh garlic and. You know, and even staying away from some of the caffeine that you would normally gravitate to, because, you know, you want to have that warmth, but if you have too much caffeine, that's not going to be helpful either. So going to that, you know, hot water instead, you know, with something, just a tea or something like that, that's really going to be more beneficial for you and your brain. Those little things too, like making those little tiny changes, can be helpful. And then, of course, counterintuitive, you also want to like get outside and enjoy the weather, because that'll actually help you find and appreciate it a little bit more. But bundling up when you do it.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but we'll talk more about how to kind of shift our minds into the positive when we come back.